Hello students, today's topic is an experiment, okay, and this experiment was done by two scientists. The names are like this, Hallward and Lennard's experiment. So it's very much important because again in terms of exam point of view, okay, this question often comes like explain Hallward and Lennard's experiment. So basically, I have drawn the diagram and I need to explain what is there, what are there the components. This is a glass tube. I have taken two electrode, means I haven't taken the experiment setup is like that. Cathode is here, anode is here. As you all knows, you have all studied also, okay, that cathodes are responsible for emitting electron upon incinerating energy. So here what is this is also a light source is connected, okay, to the glass tube, and here I am connecting, means here a meter is connected, a voltmeter is connected to measure the photocurrent, means how much current appearing here. It's photocurrent, and it is used to measure the potential difference between two electrodes. And the last part is rheostat and commutator. The main thing is that you need to know what is the function of a rheostat and a commutator. A commutator will reverse the connection. A commutator is doing the reverse the connection. That means a cross connection will happen. Okay, it will turn like this: positive, negative. Then next time the positive will be negative, the negative will be positive. I have drawn, I've just written like commutator. It does this function, reverse the connection. It is required in the setup, and you don't need to bother about detail about the commutator rheostat. You can write like this also, and you can write the functions. Okay, and what is the function of a rheostat? A rheostat, using a rheostat, we can change the potential. Change the potential supply. Means here, using the rheostat, I can change the potential. Using commutator, I can reverse the connection. It is required for the setup, so that's why they have done the experiment like this. So what is there for you? You need to know what is happening inside the experiment. So before going to explain, this is a very short experiment. It can be explained in one line. So before going to that explain, let me discuss about light properties. Okay, I will take two properties. Here, these are very much important: intensity and frequency. So first of all, let me clear one thing. I want to vary the intensity of the light which is emitting, which is transmitting and incidentating upon this plate A. Okay, intensity. And if I want to vary the frequency of the light, then what I will do? Okay, so intensity means here I am using a bulb. Okay, I can use a bulb, and I am monochromatic. So what is monochromatic? Monochromatic light means, okay, the wavelengths are very short. Okay, very short wavelength light. So named as monochromatic light. So anyway, so here these are the 2 points I need to discuss. The intensity can be varied by increasing the power. If I am using a 80 watt bulb, I can go for 100 watt, I can go for 120 watt, I can go for 300 watt. So as I am going to higher power of bulb, so that means what? The bulbs will emit the light with high intensity. So in this way I can change the intensity of the light source. And how can I change the frequency? For the frequency, I have to change the color. Okay. If I am changing the color, then I am changing the frequency. That means it's not there in this a single set of many things are there. Many experiments, many observations can be drawn. So first, what observation they did? They did an observation for intensity. So intensity means what? Say they simply started incidentating light, and you know that for photoelectric emission, That means the minimum condition required, the light should be carrying minimum amount of energy. Okay, that is threshold energy. So suppose so they plot a graph, and this is the graph only you need to know. You have to write some theoretical setups like this. They have done this is the glass setup, a closed glass. Ammeter is used to measure the photocurrent. Voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference between these electrodes. Rheostat is used to change the potential of the supply. This is the supply. Okay, change the potential, and and the rheostat is used to reverse the connection, means to do the opposite direction. Okay, reverse the connection means flow of electrons will just get opposite, current direction will get opposite. So initially they've started experimenting that as we're going to increase the intensity of light, what happens? The number of electrons which are getting out of the surface and which are going to towards the anode is getting also increased. That means they both are directly related. And you know that the more is the number of electrons emitted, the more will be the photocurrent. So another term is coming into picture, photocurrent. Okay, and intensity. So suppose I am taking intensity in this axis and photocurrent in this axis, then I am increasing. At the moment I started incident light, at that moment also a current will get set up. Means it's a very spontaneous process. The light is started, the current will be there, and conditions applied. If the light is not having sufficient energy, then no current will be there. So for that I have to take light with sufficient energy. That should be greater than the work function. Okay, as I discussed earlier classes, in the earlier class. So now, so this will be the relation. This will be the relation, means as we will increase the intensity, photoelectric current will get also increased. That means we will get a simple straight line. And this is the observation they have done. And we have to write like this. In this experiment, everything you have to write. Then the relationship between intensity and photocurrent. Okay. So what happens actually when the light is falling on this plane, on this metal plate, this is the cathode, on this metal plate, then electrons are emitting from the surface and electrons are moving towards this. So your supply is there. Your supply is there, right? But the connection is not filled until and unless there is not a channel of electron. That means the moment light is falling, the electrons are going towards this side. Okay. The moment the light is falling on the air and the electrons are going in this direction, now this circuit is complete. Means this is also a channel which is resulting a current. That is photoelectric current. So that is a two-line answer, two-line observation. Just incident light, electron will get away, electron will get emitted from this, and they will go towards this. A current will be there. This is the experiment. This is the thing we have to say. So a current will be constituted. A current will be formed. This is known as photocurrent, and it's directly related with the intensity. It means the more will be the intense, and the more will be the electron evolved, and the more will be the photoelectric current. And another thing is coming into picture, frequency. Okay, it's one thing is clear for intensity, another is coming frequency. So what their conclusion was that if we increase frequency or change the frequency, okay, so how to change the frequency in this particular experiment? Okay, changing frequency, there are various methods of changing the frequency, but in this particular experiment, light frequency can be changed by changing the color. I have discussed also. That means I will take a red light, then I will take a green light, then I will take a different color light. So once I will change the color, the frequency is getting changed. That means now I need to observe in this experiment what happens if I am changing the frequency. So what is their observation? Their observation is that if the frequency will get increased, then the kinetic energy will get increased. Kinetic energy of what? Kinetic energy of these electrons. Kinetic energy also will get increased. If frequency is increased, kinetic energy also increased. That means if suppose I have changed my frequency, that means I have achieved it changing the color, and in previous case the frequency was something lower, now I have taken a higher frequency color. So in this case what will happen? The electron will have a higher velocity. They experimented this, they observed this, okay? High velocity, what? Because you know that kinetic energy formula is half mv square. Mass of electron is always constant. So only thing is that if they are changing the frequency, the velocity of these electrons are getting increased. Okay, once the velocity are getting increased, that means you can say the kinetic energy is also getting increased. This is the second observation they have concluded, and you have to remember like this: the frequency of the incident light source is getting changed, means it's getting more, means the kinetic energy of the electrons is getting more, and the kinetic energy is getting more means you need a high stopping potential. Stopping potential is what? Okay, stopping potential, another term it need to define stopping potential. Stopping potential is the potential which is required to stop the electron. That means the supply is there. If at a particular instant I want to stop the process, stop the electron flow, okay, even if the electrons are having high kinetic energy, they are having kinetic energy, but if I will apply a potential, okay, then they will be stopped. They will be stopped. So the potential needed to stop the electrons is known as stopping potential. Okay, is known as stopping potential. Okay, so for two, they have also they got also graph like this: stopping potential, here frequency. That means you have to again draw the graph between frequency versus stopping potential. Means how the stopping potential is getting varied according to the frequency. Okay, that means the more is the frequency, the more is the kinetic energy, the more is the kinetic energy, the more is the stopping potential you need to stop the flow of electrons. So more is the kinetic energy, more is the stopping potential. That means again I can conclude, if I am changing, if I am increasing the frequency, then also we need a higher potential to stop them, because I said increasing frequency will impact the kinetic energy. So it is clear. So you have to say like this: frequency is getting increased. That means stopping potential is also getting increased. You need a high value of stopping potential, and you have to draw the two graphs. So basically, in this experiment, you have to do the diagram. You have to write some lines as theory, then to conclusion, and for to conclusion, two graphs you have to do. Okay, and they will often ask, describe what is the Hallward-Lenardt's experiments of photoelectric effect. And the most important thing is that they conducted in don't forget also, they conducted the experiment in 1903. Okay, so in the very next class I will enter very detailedly I'll enter to different laws of photoelectric effect. Then I will enter to the nuclear physics in further classes. Till then, thank you.